Hey friends, it's Diane here, and I'm doing a short video on how to use the bolster and also just doing a little plug for the bolster and block as incredible yoga tools that you might want to have in your cadre of yoga tools. And since it's Christmas time, I thought it'd be a great gift for either you or someone you love for their health. So let me move back here. First is the yoga block. This is my block at home, and it's the 4-inch block. They come in 2.5, 3, 4. There's a lot of different sizes. 4 inch is a really nice size for multiple reasons. And then this is the yoga bolster that I like. I've had this one about 15 years. It's the round one. If you have a longer torso or are a little more flexible, the round yoga bolster is really awesome. Some people really like the flatter bolsters. They're kind of flat and squished down. And they're great too for, I would say, a tighter spine and a shorter torso. So I'm going to show you 3 ways to use the bolster that we'll just go in and out. This isn't really a practice, but just to show you what you can do with it. So the very first one, this is something I do every day. I lie over my bolster and I put my block back behind the bolster so that it'll support my head. So just sitting on the floor, you're gonna scoot right up to the bolster, lay your upper back down, and here's the kicker. You wanna have your armpits kind of over the bolster there. Your head, the back of the head goes onto the block, and then the arms come out to the side. So I like to have the shoulder blades right there on the bolster. The legs, you can do multiple things. You can bring the soles of the feet together and drop the knees out to the side. You can stay with the knees up and dropping in, or just extend the legs. And then the really key part of this is, once you've stayed here for a while, sometimes I stay here for 10, 15 minutes. The key to come out is not to lift yourself up, but to roll to the side and then to use the arms to press up to sitting. The reason that you don't want to lift yourself up, after you've just relaxed over it, it's going to spasm all of the muscles in the back, and that's actually going to be really counterintuitive to what you've just done. So that's one. That's like a daily practice for me, and I really feel like it helps keep the spine super supple and mobile. Next thing I love to do is to use the bolster for a twist. So back up here so you can see this. I've got the bolster, the end of the bolster right up against my thigh, right at my hip. And my knees are bent here. And what I like to do is press down into the bolster and turn so that I'm lengthening my spine here. And you're literally just laying down. Depending on your neck, you can either keep your face the same direction as your knees, or you're going to turn your head and look the other way. If you turn your head and look the other way, it's going to be a much deeper twist. So the big thing is get really long, lay your belly down, turn, or keep the face looking the same direction. And then I hang out in that for maybe 3 to 4 minutes on one side. And then rather than move the bolster, you just flip your body around. And this way you can see the bolster's right up against the thigh, hips right here. Press, turn, get really long, turn your head. And then hanging out here. So that's the other one. It's a supported twist. It's really awesome. Again, we want to turn the spine to keep that spinal health good. And then, my friends, next, we're taking the bolster and we're just going to lay our legs over that bolster, knees underneath the bolster, and then tuck the tailbone and roll yourself down to the ground. And turn the inner arms up, tuck your chin a little bit, And here we are in Shavasana. And this is a pose you could just hang out in for 20 minutes. So right here, the inner arms are turned up. You want to bring your shoulder blades down the back and take rest. And again, coming out, bending the knees, rolling all the way to the side, and coming on up to sitting. So the bolster, let's talk about where do you get a bolster? You can get a bolster at a local yoga studio, wherever you live. Online, I really like huggermugger.com, just exactly how it's just how it sounds. Hugger, not two E's, Hugger Mugger. And I got my bolster there about 15 years ago, and it's still going strong. It's really padded, it's solid, and it supports you. So these are just a few things you can do with the bolster. And why am I telling you this? I'm telling you because I feel like it's one of the best tools you can have at home for your spinal health and to really nourish yourself and take rest. There's so many things, there's so many poses you can do with this tool and a block. These are really a pair that you want to get together. So happy holidays. If you are thinking about a present for someone, I highly recommend these two things for health and for their spine and for their overall health. And if that person is you, that's awesome. So that's it today. How to use the bolster, spinal health, and happy holidays. All right, namaste.